We have another Christine. This is Christine Estima.
I'm not Christine.
No. Christine Estima really doesn't need an introduction. You'll more than likely meet her in the night. She's so exuberant and such a friendly person. But she's a writer, a playwright, and an actress. She's been successful in the Canadian literary scene, having been published in the Malahat Review, Now Magazine, and Matrix, to name just a few. In the realm of theatre, Christine has been published in the Encyclopedia of Modern Drama and the Canadian Theatre Review, and has been involved in Toronto's The Spadina Monologues. She was recently a personality on the hit UK show When Women Rule the World.
Yes!
And was a semi-finalist in Tourism Australia's Greatest Job in the World contest.
Alright!
I didn't ask if you wanted me to say that or not, but I thought it was fascinating. Christine is an avid international backpacker, and as such, it's a luxury to have her with us here in Toronto. So, Christine, if you'd like to come read for us.
Woo! Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope you really enjoy. I'm really honored to be in this issue of Descant. I know a lot of you are really itching to get up and stretch your legs and get something to eat, so I'm going to take as long as possible. If you want to follow along, I'm on page 139, and my short story is called My Tryst with Sins. It's actually interesting, before we heard from Jessamine, and your short story or your novel takes place in Israel. Mine takes place in Lebanon, and I wrote it 4 years ago when I visited it, right after their Prime Minister, Rafik Hariri, had been assassinated. So that kind of has a little background to this story. Zev poured almond milk into the dip of my belly. It spattered like a starburst, but his tongue captured the overspill. I twirled my split ends around my fingertips as he orbited my pelvis, teeth lightly scraping over my flesh. As he hooked his thumb around my panties, he murmured into my ear. For centuries, our women were beckoned onto the slopes of the Pigeon Rocks, adorning the shores of the Mediterranean. They would lift up their dressings and straddle their legs to the sea. The presence of the womb would calm the currents before the fishing boats set out for the day. Is that what you believe? I looked down to my fingers, which were lightly stroking their way down the tortoise shell of his belly. Zev didn't answer. Did he see me roll my eyes? Instead, he smeared my lipstick across my face, his thumb curved like the lunar crescent. Dawn in Beirut. I dress as he sleeps. A white spandex halter top that cups my breasts. A maroon wrap skirt with gilt embroidery. I found them buried in the racks at Courage My Love in Kensington Market, thousands of kilometers away. I can see those silver racks now. I can pick up the scent of the African incense that burns near the cash register. Their long-haired cat always roams quietly about my feet as I wrench open drawers of detailed stockings, bedazzled suspenders, and plastic-beaded crocodile hair clips. Snap back to present. Circling the room service tray, I shove 3 fingers of garlic hummus and tabbouleh into my mouth, suck down on my tips. Nibble on a handful of chewy black olives, finish off the fried tomatoes, teardrops-shaped kibbe, crispy simmered eggplants trickling oil, hollowed zucchinis pregnant with rice and minced meat in stewed tomatoes. Pita triangles remain untouched. The day is an ultra blue. The yellow-brown city swelters. The heat is flustering, even when we are asleep. Arabic prayer chants like wailing jeremiads echo through the narrow streets of distorted cobblestones and crumbling asphalt in the Hamra district, calling the faithful to face east. Neighboring gelato cafes amplify the American top 40 radio stations. Palm trees necklace the curves of La Corniche and the streets the color of gold, tentacle from Place d'Étoile, sporting haute couture for the nouveau riche in their display windows. Family-owned fruit markets sell football-sized pomegranates for only 1,000 Lebanese lira each. How many seeds did you eat, Proserpine? Old men with argyle caps carry baskets of loose grain and husks on their backs. They pause in front of melon vendors to rest, paying no heed to the crumble of Roman columns the tourists are camcordering all over. Large terracotta jars brandish freshly sprouting herbs. I drop to my knees and search for my underwear. Pink with red stripes. The elastic band falls below my hip bone. They're my favorite. I wonder if Zev is dreaming on top of them like the suspicious Kensington cat. I meander across the carpet, which lightly burns my knees, to his side of the bed. White sheets in a dead body heap. Warm air looms in his corner like his mouth has been open all night. His midnight body hair collects in the usual places, around the eye of his belly button, in swirls across his thighs, peppered at the small of his arched back, leading down to the mouth of his spine. Zev has gone under the pillow, his breathing thick. Last night we fucked, but did not close the blinds. I imagine the apartments across the decomposed street enjoying our performance. I decide to abandon hope for my undies. I slink back to the window, pull the armchair up to the pane. Outside, the shadows on Mount Lebanon keep time better than a clock, a holy place to which the devout make pilgrimage. I recall the stories of Tammuz and Astarte my great-grandmother told. It was morning on the mount when Astarte first caught sight of Tammuz, and veiled herself before him, and buried his mutilated body when he was killed by a wild boar. The legend evokes the image of the earth being fructified by their passion and pouring forth an abundance of flowers and fruits, heralding the equinox. I lean back in the chair, raising my feet and pressing them against the glass. I slip my skirt up and position my womb against the chaotic city. I woke up this morning wanting to run my fingers over Zev's collarbone and then break it. Thank you.
Well done, darling.